All right, I think we're live. How's it going,
Right.
everybody? How you doing, Tanya?
Hi. Hello, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing well. How is it down under?
Yeah, it's a bit wet, but it's all right.
All right, cool. I can't wait to talk to you. This is gonna be a fun conversation.
Yeah, thanks for
So,
having me today.
yeah, definitely. So, everybody out there, if you can see and hear us okay, coming through on the stream okay, drop us a comment. Just say hello or hi or hey. If you want to, if it's your first time watching one of these live streams, tell us where you're watching from. It's always good to know where the new people are coming in at, and then sometimes we can connect them with other people that are in their area so they can start doing life together. Because let's be honest, this waiting thing is not easy. It's probably impossible to do alone. Trust me, I tried for several years and eventually I backslid inadvertently. So we are all about connecting you with other like-minded people so you don't have to be alone. Just because you're waiting doesn't mean you should be bored and lonely. So this is really great, Tanya. I'm so glad that our paths crossed.
Yeah.
Tell everybody a little bit about you because it's the first time people are meeting you. So I already gave away that you're from Australia. It's Australia, not New Zealand, right?
Yes, it is Australia.
Okay.
I'm
Sometimes I
not-
get them confused. So it's Australia
Yeah.
and yeah, just yeah, how long you been what do you do and how long you been doing it and how did you get into it? Tell everybody a little bit.
All right. Well, I've been a dating coach for just over 6 years now. Um, and what got me into the whole dating coaching thing was pretty much being my own guinea pig when I was single. I was single for about 7 years before I met my current husband, and I was having a lot of trouble working out what was going on in this whole dating scene. So I just started reading. I almost feel like I did like a university degree on the differences between men and women and how that works in the dating world. And um, I started using what I learned, and yeah, met my husband and we got married. And then I just kept learning more and more and more. And it culminated in me becoming a dating coach, which I've been, like I said, for about 6 or 7 years now. And I specialize in women. It's a real passion of mine to help women because, when you're single, it's not easy out there. And
Oh
without,
my goodness.
like you were saying, without the support and the help, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. Wow. No, it's you're so right. The dating culture is so jacked up right now. Like
Oh,
I
oh
feel
my
sorry
God.
for women. I do. I feel sorry for women because I just hear the same story over and over about,
Yeah,
most guys are really just kind of looking for sex and there's so many women that are just giving it away. And
yeah,
it's very difficult if you're waiting to like
yeah,
let a man know why. Like they don't honestly, guys don't even understand why you would wait. Like I remember before
yeah.
I became a Christian, I had no concept of the benefit. I just thought if a woman told me she wanted to wait, even a wait a little while, not until marriage, but if she just wanted to wait a little bit, 30 days, let's say, I thought it was manipulative. Like I was like,
Oh, really? Yeah.
yeah. So it's hard out there, definitely for women. But before we get into the conversation, I want to give some people a shout out since they did drop a comment. Like I asked, we got Becca Lemon. I'm going to butcher your name. Lima Nekova from Slovakia. Michelle Brewer's here. Dixie Keel is here from Texas, Dallas, Texas, around Dallas. Joe Glovna, Crystal Murray from New Zealand.
Oh,
Uh,
great.
yeah, and there's a couple other people. Tammy Marie just chimed in. How's it going, Tammy? So drop us a comment, even if you're watching a replay. Say hello, and if it's your first time watching, let us know where you're watching from. Honestly, even if it's not your first time watching, if you want to just drop your city, sometimes what will happen is other people will go through the comments and they'll see that you're close to them and they might hit you up. So never a bad idea to comment where you live. So okay, so you have 5 points that you're going to share with us on creating basically a successful dating profile to kind of weed out the people that are like the jokers, the time wasters, the guys that are just looking for sex, and right. So, and I've been watching some videos on this subject just so I had something to say too, because I've never really done online dating. For a minute I did Hinge for like a week or two. It wasn't even a paid site, so I don't really have a whole lot of experience with this, but
Yeah.
I am curious to hear, well, especially just because of all the women in the group. I know that this is going to be super helpful for them. So,
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
let's
really
just
looking forward to hearing what you've got to say, Rob, because I don't know, sometimes it's really interesting. People find what I'm going to say quite controversial. So I don't know why, but it works. And it certainly isn't manipulative. And what I do is all about self protection for girls. Number one, that is my job, is protecting girls, like you said, from all of the other motivations that men are online for, which, you know, that's fine. If guys are online looking for sex, you know, they're bored, whatever their reason is, that's fine. It's not really our place to judge that. But what we're trying to do here is to weed out all of those ones quickly, and just there are men online that are looking for a relationship, and good men, and they're the
yeah,
ones that we're trying to find. So it was
yeah.
really hard for me to wheedle it down to 5 main points. But the first one that I wanted to encourage girls to have is a really good dating photo, a profile photo, because this is the thing that men are going to decide on in a split second. It's literally that fast, because you know what it's like, and you were saying you haven't been on online dating much yourself, Rob, but men are literally looking at your photo for a split second. They don't even care what you've got written on your profile. They don't want to know in that split second what your job is, where you've traveled in the world. And this is where I can seem a little bit controversial when I start saying that it's all about looks. Well, it's not exactly what I'm saying either. It's just that I'm trying to maximize that split second of time that men are sifting through hundreds, thousands of women's photos. There's got to be something about your photo that makes them stop and investigate a little bit further. I
Well, let me
mean,
ask you, what is that thing? Because what defines a good photo from a not good photo? Because sometimes for me, like honestly, you know, I mean, not on the online dating, but on the social media, let's say social media profile. If a girl's too provocative, I'm like, right? Because I'm like, if she's that just tells me it's not what I'm looking for. So where's the line at, I guess, with that?
I mean, you've hit the nail on the head with provocative. I mean, the first thing I say to girls is no cleavage, like, no, you know, cover up a little bit, show some nice skin, like some shoulders, arms, like skin is fine, but let's keep it classy and feminine without crossing over the line and giving men the wrong idea. Because, you know, as we know, I think it's a pretty huge percentage, if not the majority of men online that are looking for sex. That's just the way it is. So when we accept that and understand it, it helps us make good judgments about the sort of photos we put out there. So yeah, definitely nothing provocative, no pouting, and make it, wear something that you would wear to a really nice restaurant, like you're going out to dinner somewhere with your dream guy. Like, dress like that in your profile picture. Like, no gym selfies, no sitting in the car taking a selfie like this, you know, a messy bedroom in the background, or even a shot with, I don't know, you go to Paris and the Eiffel Tower's in the background or something. I just, you know, anything distracting is taking away from you. So I just say to girls, keep it really simple. Dress nicely, just a plain head, shoulders shot, smiling front on at the camera, and then something that's maybe mid body to longer body shot. And don't worry about trying to impress him with your fitness or your hiking or your traveling. He honestly doesn't care at this point. All
Right.
of your adventures are for later on, you know.
I think definitely, I think the body, like, because that's one thing I've heard guys that do online dating say, if they only see a girl's face, they're automatically assuming that she's overweight or something like that. Like, why isn't she showing? So it's like you want to show, you know, your body, but you don't want to show too much and look like a slut, basically, right? Because then you are going to just get the people that just want to have sex. So
Yeah, totally.
I was actually reading or listening to a video about it, and I think that she was like, I'm trying to OK Cupid. I think she was like the president of OK Cupid, and she was talking about the percentage of marriages that come from online dating. It's like 1 out of 5 right now. And but she was saying that I think that she was saying that the number one thing that men are looking for is in a woman is fun, is that they can see that that's the number one thing is that
Oh
you're
yeah.
fun. So
Yes.
is that something that you advise your clients to like convey
Yeah.
or?
Look, I think in terms of the photo, um, it's fairly neutral. It's just smiling, looking at the camera. But as for your online dating profile, yes. So by fun, what men really are saying, and this is a little bit of the code, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, Rob, but when men say they want someone who has a sense of fun, what they mean is don't treat the dating journey like it's, I don't know, some sort of therapy session. Don't bring all your baggage with you. It's meant to be dating, it's meant to be light, fun. It's got to be an enjoyable experience showing up to a date and just talking about stuff, not about exes, and like nothing negative in your profile
Mhm.
as well. So don't say don't bother messaging me unless blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah whatever.
Yeah.
Like keep it positive and light and happy.
That was something I heard actually too. Stefan Speaks. I was watching his video. Like, don't contact me if you're only looking for this, or
Yeah,
guys under 6 feet tall don't bother, or like really like it's almost like your feminine energy is gone at that point because you just sound mean and hard. Like
yeah, you do. There's no point putting a shopping list out there. Like it just, men do not gravitate towards that. Like they just think you're too much hard work, you're a diva, or just at worst that you're not very nice. So
right.
don't even bother putting a shopping list of what you're looking for out there. Just say, don't even put anything really other than, something about I love traveling, I love going out with friends, and I'm a glass half full sort of girl. Nothing more than that. Like
Yeah.
if he wants to know more, he can ask you out on a date and find out more then. But I'm totally on board with you with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good. So we got two things right there. I don't know if there was your points, but one was good picture, maybe
Hmm.
sexy but not provocative, and
Yeah.
then nothing negative.
Totally nothing
Okay.
negative, not
Okay.
even remotely. Because interestingly, not only does it scare away the great guys, it actually, believe it or not, attracts the not so great guys because they think that there might be something wrong with you, so you might be a bit vulnerable. And yeah, the whole psychology around that's quite interesting.
Oh
Mm.
yeah. The sharks. Yeah. The blood in the water is going to attract the sharks.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what is it? Is this point number 2 or 3 we're going into?
Oh, well, I think that covered point number two, which is
Okay.
just things to include in your profile. I just wrote a few notes here, like don't tell him too much about your life in your profile. There's no point. Like men are very, you can tell me if I'm wrong here too as well, Rob, but I think men are always looking for the shortest route from A to B. Like he doesn't want to look and read through this long-winded profile about you. There's two things he's looking for. Number one, that you've got nice photos. So
Mm-hmm.
not too provocative, you look like a nice girl, and you're his look.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, that there's nothing in your profile that's going to scare him away. So anything long-winded and too detailed is going to make a guy think that you've put way too much effort, time, energy into this profile. Maybe it could give the perception that you might be a little bit desperate, putting
For
too much,
sure.
even though you're not. But
Right.
it's all about what, the perception when men come to your profile.
100%.
So something brief is great.
Yeah. So definitely men are visual. So definitely agree with the picture. I mean, there's no way you get around that. Like it or not, we are. Um, but yeah, I think you're right with like desperation. Nothing repels people like desperation. I almost think it's easier for a woman to meet somebody when they're in a relationship because it's like, damn, like it's like you
Yeah.
always want what you can't have. And then if somebody's been off the market too long, then you start wondering what's wrong with them kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think men definitely want to challenge. We want to pursue. So you definitely, if you anything that's conveying desperation is going to be a bit of a turnoff for sure.
Yeah, totally. And look, just on the whole looks thing as well, sometimes girls can take that the wrong way and think that, oh, unless you're a supermodel, no one's going to message you. Well, that is just so not true. All men have their look, and what's beautiful to one man is maybe not beautiful to another, but your man will find you beautiful being who you are. Put your best foot forward. And if you're his look, it's like this. It's a biological urge that I don't think even men can explain. You just know if you're attracted to a woman, if you're not. You're not even processing, oh, it's because she's got
Right.
brown hair, or, you're not even thinking like that. It's just there's something about her that draws you to her.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I had made a video a while back about it. I think people kind of gave me some negative backlash where I was like talking about being attractive, but I'm like, that's subjective because what one person's
Totally.
attracted to,
Yeah.
somebody might be attracted to really thin women, another person really curvy, or short men, tall, like that's very subjective. But if you aren't attracted to that person, then that's a red flag for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you have a specific, like, there's just a specific beauty standard or whatever. I'm just saying you should be attracted to that person physically.
Yeah.
And again, very
And that's
subjective.
why girls shouldn't be afraid of showing full body shots either, even if they're maybe carrying a few more pounds than they would like to. Honestly, it doesn't matter. None of that matters because your guy, and I promise you, because I see this every day in my job, your guy finds you beautiful just the way you are, as long as you are continually putting your best foot forward. So it's about being positive about it and not being, well, if he doesn't like this, he can walk on by kind of thing. Like, don't be diva-ish about it. Just be sweet and the kind, beautiful person that is in you,
Mhm.
and you will attract the guy that you're meant to attract. It
Uh,
really is true. I see it every day. There's
yeah,
no
here's
doubt
something
about it.
else I heard is don't put down like a long list of your accomplishments that for women. This is what someone, I don't know if you tell your clients this. I was just curious to see if you
Yeah,
agree, because
definitely.
most men are going to be attracted to your heart, your caring heart, more than they would
Oh
be,
yeah.
any accomplishments. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell girls to, like, for example, even with their occupation, I just say to girls, be as general as you can. Like, even if you're a partner in a big law firm, don't be writing that on your profile. Not, and this is where it gets controversial, Rob, that people think that you're trying to tell them that you have to cover up your accomplishments. It's not about that. It's just about let understand that there's two things men want primarily, and that is he wants a girl that's his look, that he's attracted to. And let's face it, you don't want anyone who's not attracted to you, because that's heartbreaking. So
Sure.
secondly, we he's looking for a girl that is, maybe not at the on the first viewing he's going to picture you as a future wife. Of course, men don't think that way, but ultimately he's looking for a kind woman with good morals, who eventually maybe one day would make a good mother, who's going to be a great mum to his children, a great wife, and a great life partner. And that shows through from day one. Those kinds of potentials in you are shown from the very beginning. And then later on, through dating, getting to know each other, then he's really interested in your accomplishments and where you've traveled, and how many languages you speak. All of that he will be interested in. But it's not, Rome wasn't built in a day. Don't be trying to put on your profile everything about you to impress a guy. It doesn't work. In fact, it's counterproductive.
Hmm, that's good.
Mm.
How many people have you helped create their dating profile?
Oh my gosh, it would be I mean, hundreds, thousands.
How
Look,
many of your clients have found their person online?
I couldn't tell you exact numbers, but percentage wise online, that for the girls that find their man, I would say 80% of them have met online. Like,
Wow.
it's I was actually surprised when you said one in five, because so many people are meeting their men online. And
Wow.
the funny thing is, though, as much as women that aren't online are a little bit afraid of it, because maybe they've had a bad experience, or they hear that there's a lot of sharks circling out there and all that kind of thing. But I encourage them to do it just as, like, if you want to be a top world class tennis player, you need to do practice on the court. So
Right.
it's good to get online and actually go on dates. Don't expect that the first guy you're going to go on a date with is going to be your future husband. It doesn't work like that. I try to get girls out there and get really comfortable and relaxed in the dating arena so that when the right man comes along, they're totally cool, calm, they know what to do. They're not, nervously wondering what they should say, wouldn't say. They've already got it all down.
Right.
So
And
that's the main reason
yeah, there
to do
definitely is a stigma with it, right? Like online dating,
it.
even still, of course, it's less than it used to be, but the men that are on the dating sites aren't any different than the men in the real world, right? There's men
Yeah,
looking for sex in the real world. They're at the grocery
exactly.
store and everywhere else. So it's not
Yeah.
like there's different men that are on the dating. Although I do think that some of the dating sites probably are more attract people that are looking for sex are more attractive, like Tinder, for example. I feel like Tinder is probably, the one site that
Yeah.
if you're looking for a relationship, you'd have to get, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, probably happens all the time, but
Yeah.
maybe you want to be on a site that actually charges. And is that something I think I maybe heard you say is get on, because men that get on the free ones, they're, it's already low investment, right? So they're probably
Mhm.
just looking for the easy kill, and not necessarily pain. Is that
Well,
true?
you know, it's really interesting you asked that question because right as you're asking it, I was thinking about this site in Australia that is, it's called RSVP. It's not anywhere else in the world. And I always used to encourage girls to go on that. And the reason, believe it or not, is that it's free until you want to message someone. Then you have to pay. And in my mind, I thought, well, if men have to pay, because I encourage girls to let men make the first move, which is one of my next points that I wanted to bring up too. But I thought it was great because girls go on, it's free. If a guy wants to message her, he has to pay. So I thought that means he's making an investment. But actually, every single girl that's gone on that site has given me really negative feedback about the kind of men on there. So it's I've ended up sort of canning that one and saying, well, don't worry about it. So I, believe it or not, I encourage girls to go on Tinder, even girls that, I coach all girls, but even girls that are waiting. I encourage them to go on Tinder everywhere. It's just about casting the net wide and then have a look at the men that are approaching you. If
Yeah.
it's really quite painful, the kinds of men that are messaging you, you can take a break from that one and just, chalk that up to experience and then go to a different site. So it's actually surprising. I thought what you said as well, but yeah, it doesn't seem to matter. It's
Great.
it
No,
varies from
so
different
yeah,
countries.
that's a little counterintuitive. So hey guys, feel free
Yeah.
to drop a question in the comments if you have something that you'd like to ask Tanya, because we may have some time to answer some questions after she gets done her 5 points. But I have a question that I know people have asked me a lot, and I have the answer. I know the answer that I give them, but I want to ask you since you're a pro. When should women tell a man that they're waiting? Should they put it on their dating profile? Should they tell them on date one, date two, date three? What do you tell your clients?
Hmm.
And then how do they tell them? Because those are two big questions people ask me all the time.
It is a huge question. And no, don't put it on your dating profile. Don't tell him straight away. I I think that the thing is it's going to come up fairly quickly. So if a man is with you and he's hoping to have sex fairly soon, um, my it's not going to work out basically. If he's in the relationship hoping for sex, he's just going to leave. You don't even have to tell him you're waiting until marriage. I just suggest that girls don't put themselves in a position where they're going to be alone. So I say don't go to his house, don't go back to your place, just always stay in public um, places until you know a guy's a guy. It's going to come up. Like he's going to the kisses are going to get more passionate, the hands are going to start to wander and all that kind of thing, and it's just going to come up through natural processes. And I usually say to girls, just say to him, no, I'm waiting. I'm not waiting till marriage. I'm no long-winded. Just say I'm waiting.
Hmm.
He might say, well, what do you mean, you're waiting till marriage? And just say I'm waiting. And see, the thing is that these guys that are only in the early stages, the chances of them making it all the way to engagement and marriage is so slim. Like, you don't need to be having these really heartfelt conversations with men early on,
Hmm.
because I think you just got to play it cool and just leave it be, because the thing is that the guy's going to find out soon enough. You're going to find out if he's wanting sex pretty quickly, and he's going to find out when you respond to it with, I'm waiting.
I
Just
like
keep
it.
it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. That's good.
Yeah.
I usually tell, I used to believe you tell them straight away, put it on the dating profile
Oh,
because
yeah.
why waste your time? But then I heard someone else talk about it. And they said you have to show that person that you're worth waiting for. And how would they
Yes.
know? So, give them a
Totally.
taste of you, give them like a couple, like one or two dates, but maybe not more than three, because at that point they're really starting, that's the 3 date rule that's pretty common out there. That's the average amount of dates people go on before they start having sex. So that's kind of what I've told people. And then if they ask why, which, men, a lot of times we just don't understand the value in it, send them my
Yeah.
10 reasons video. It's 7 minutes and they'll understand pretty quickly. But no, I like that. I'm waiting, and if they stick around, that's so true though, because the chances of the person um, actually being your husband is probably pretty slim. So you don't have
That's
to,
right.
you don't have to explain yourself.
I hope that the girls that I work with go on, maybe not hundreds of dates, but many, many dates before they meet their guy, because it's so important to see what's out there. And when your man comes along, you recognize him pretty quickly. So, yeah, thinking that it's important to tell some guy on the second or third date that you're waiting is just, it's not realistic.
Yeah,
And you're
it's
right, let him get to know you and see, you said it exactly right, see that you're worth waiting for and working hard for and proving himself to. And then if he really wants to wait for you, he will wait.
that really is the number one mistake I think that women make, is they give up the prize too easily, because men want to work for it. We want to,
Yeah.
if we don't appreciate it. I posted a video just recently when I used to be a nightclub promoter. We had a saying called "the more they pay, the longer they stay," and it referred to the fact that if you let people in the club for free, they would walk in, they would look around, and they would leave and go to the next place. But if you charge them $10, they wouldn't leave, even if the place wasn't crowded. So there's something to that where you got to get people to pay for something. They got to have some skin in the game, something invested for them to appreciate it. And I think,
Especially men. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So okay, good. So there's a couple points. Is that two or three now that we've gone over?
Oh, I mean, I've lost track. I think it's
We're
great.
all over the place. I'm
Let me
sorry.
just check what other points. I mean, yeah, it's important for me to just reiterate this idea that let him approach you. That's part of this, you know,
Yeah.
primordial need for men to be hunters. They don't, I even if a supermodel approached him in a bar and said, "Hey, how are you?" and started talking to him, he might be blown away and really, flattered that this supermodel's walked up to him. But it doesn't mean he's going to want to be with her and fall in love with her. Let him approach you. So let him message you first online. Let him be the one to suggest a first coffee date. Let him take the lead. And
Mm.
again, this is controversial because a lot of women say, well, this is 2022. Why should I have to sit back and let the guy take the lead? Where's my power in this? And actually, you hold more power than you think,
All
because,
power.
yeah, because it's scary for men to approach. I think it
It
must be
is
scary to approach a woman that they find attractive, because at
100%.
any moment he could be rejected.
Yeah.
So you
Even
hold the power.
yeah, I tell women that all the time. You wield so much power before sex of a man that's
Mm.
interested in
Oh
you.
yeah.
Before the sex, once you have sex, then you've given a lot of your power away,
Oh
because he's,
yes.
now you're going to be chasing him around for the
Yeah.
commitment, just biology, the way you're wired. So before sex though, yeah, tons of power. You have all the power almost,
Yeah.
if he's interested in you. If he's not interested in you, then, but that's great. But that'll tell you, that there's nothing there besides physical, which is great because you want to avoid the time wasters. Back to that.
Yeah. And
So,
women actually feel better in a relationship where the man's doing the pursuing, because they're
yeah.
not wondering if he's really into her.
Mm.
They're not feeling like, oh gosh, if I don't call him or text him and ask to see him on the weekend, I'm not going to see him. Like that's a horrible feeling for a girl. Every girl deserves to know what it feels like to have a man pursue her keenly and show by his actions that he really wants to be with her.
Yeah.
And it's him continually trying to take the relationship to the next level, you know, see her more, introduce him to friends and family, introduce her to his friends and family and all that kind of thing. It feels good being in that relationship. And you know, the other thing, I often tell a story too, like my husband loves fishing, and I often say, if I got in a little rowboat and rowed up to his boat and said, hey, here are some fish, I'm going to save you the time, and I throw him, you know, like 2 kilos of fish that I just bought at the fish market, he's just going to be looking at me saying, what are you doing? It's not about the fish. It's about the
pursuit.
time and getting to just the right fishing area and just the right bait, and oh, I nearly got that one and then it got away. And it's about the hunt. It's not about getting the fish at the end. So
It
give him
is.
that pleasure of the hunt.
It's about the conquest too. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, not like the sex, I mean, but winning the girl. You know, it's really as simple as this. I was talking to a woman recently, just giving her some advice, and I'm like, look, you have men in your, because she wants to be married and she's having trouble finding someone. I said, look, you have men in your life right now that would marry you. And she's like, yeah, but nobody I like. I was like, I get it. But that's the point, right? Is you're going to try to, they're, you know, according to you, they're below you or below what you're looking for. And you're waiting for somebody that's equal to you, that would be willing to marry you, that you would be willing to marry. And then let that person pursue you. Now, if they're here in their mind and you're below them, they might have sex with you, but then you're not going to get what you want, which is that fairy tale, right? And so you got to wait, find that person that's equal, that's going to come after you.
And you never have to ask him how he feels about you. That's the beauty of this, because everything he does is him trying to show you how much he loves you and how interested he is in you and how he wants to take care of you. And you know, no woman is questioning if he's into me. And that's something important too. Please don't ask a guy what he's looking for or if he's interested in you early on. Never ask that, because let him show you through his actions. That's just going to ruin everything. Like, no guy wants to explicitly explain what he's doing to a girl. He doesn't want to say, well, here's what's happening. I'm taking you on a few dates to see if I really like you. Like, let him just do what he's going to do and observe his actions. You know, observe and feel your way through it. See if you can. Girls are in no doubt when a guy's really interested in them, because he's not letting her go, you know, in a healthy way, not stalkerish way, but he just doesn't want to let her go. He wants to see her. He's asking to see her. And probably he ends up asking to see her more than she has time to see him. And that's good, because so often I have women coming to me complaining that their guy just never calls them, or he's never asking her out, and if she wasn't asking him out, you know, they wouldn't be seeing each other. So, you know,
I guess the challenge is like when you want it so bad, you know, like you want it, that you want that person so bad, and it's like you're trying to force it, but you can't.
And it takes a lot of emotional intelligence, you know,
and self-control, really, right?
Self-control,
Discipline. So what do you guys think? Are you enjoying this conversation? Drop some hearts for Tanya. Let her know that you're getting value out of this. We have someone else in Australia right now watching, Patricia McAuliffe. She's in Brisbane. Amy Lynn is in Buffalo. Richard Folderer is here. He's in Annapolis, Maryland. We have somebody in Claremont, Florida. Jennifer Tykehurst Godoy. I don't know if I pronounced that right. San Diego, Emily Rangel. Tammy Marie said, I love your accent, girl. Helena, I don't know what MT is. Thomas Chard. Somebody in Uganda, Nasira.
Oh, wow.
Mary, Lily. See if there's anybody. Farah Gallahan is here. And okay, good. We can jump back in. So, okay, I know there's at least three or maybe even 4 of the points. Did we miss anything? Is there still another thing?
Let me just check. Oh yeah, like just, if a guy messages you online, make sure you have a quick look at his profile before you go any further,
Hmm.
because you just want to check if there's anything sexual, obviously. But so many girls sort of get excited by this cute guy messaging them, they forget to go and have a look at his profile. So just look for anything negative, anything even slightly derogatory about women,
Mm.
sexually charged kind of comments. Yeah, so that tells you everything. Definitely look out for that. What else did I write
I
down
heard
here?
something funny the other day. And I don't know. This is maybe a little off topic, but if a guy sends you a dick pic, to like an unsolicited dick pic, take the picture and you can make it into an NFT. You know what an NFT is? Non-fungible token. And you can put it on so you can put it on a marketplace and you can sell it. And then you send it to the guy to link to it and he'll have to buy it back or it'll be public.
Oh, really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I've never heard of that.
I thought it was hilarious when I heard it because of course you basically be blackmailing the guy.
Yeah, you would be. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough lesson to learn for those guys, but I mean, realistically, I always wonder, what do guys really think a girl's going to do with that? Like, what girl is going to
Yeah,
be impressed by that?
right.
They're
Who
just
cares?
not.
Yeah,
They're
it doesn't
just
matter
not.
how big it is. I don't think anybody's gonna be like, wow.
No,
Like,
girls do not. Girls are not interested in that. No matter what they're looking for, even if they've just had a big breakup, they are not going to be interested or impressed in that. It's just, again, it's this difference between men and women.
yeah, for
Quite
sure.
funny. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Another thing I had heard is you know, one of the biggest, the most common mistakes people make with their dating profiles is they're kind of like 1 foot in and 1 foot out with it. They're kind of like, oh, I'll try this. And then they don't really put up a great dating profile. They don't update it regularly. They don't put up great pictures or whatever, because they're
Yeah.
just kind of like they're 1 foot in and 1 foot out with it. So do you see that a lot?
Yeah, I see that a lot with girls that are becoming quite exhausted and exasperated by the whole thing. So I just encourage them to, it's this balance between your profile has to look like you don't put a lot of effort into it, but actually you've put a lot of thought into it. You've put a lot of thought into your photos. You haven't got all shadows on your face, and you've got good quality photos there. Um, and you've thought about anything that's written on your profile, you've thought about it. Whereas a man who might happen to look at it might think you've put zero effort into it. But that's very different into really not putting any effort in, where you're just throwing any photo up there. Like, for example, don't put photos up there that have other people in them. I don't know about you, but it's really frustrating sometimes. You look at a photo and you go, well, is that him or is that him? Or is it him?
Right.
Like, just have yourself no other distractions. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think put the right effort in to make it look like it's not a big effort, and then put it out there. And I encourage girls to put some time aside each week, like even if it's 1 hour um, per day in the evening or something, or not even that much, maybe 30 minutes 5 days a week or something like that. Just set aside a time, just give it the 30 minutes and then forget about it. Like, you don't want to be obsessed with it either. So
Right.
it's
That's why
have
I
to,
didn't do it. That's why I didn't create the dating, because
yeah,
I was afraid I would just go down a rabbit hole and spend a lot of time on it, because
yeah,
yeah. So that's the number one reason I didn't do it. But I was actually, I did hear that if you update your profile regularly, something to do with the algorithms on the dating
yes,
profiles, where they'll start showing it to more people. So if you're updating it with fresh information or pictures or whatever,
mm,
you're going to get seen by more people, and that's just obviously going to increase your odds of finding your
yeah.
person.
Well, I think too, keeping your photos no older than 6 to 12 months as well. So just do things like, whenever you're dressed really nicely on your way out, just ask one of your girlfriends or one of your friends to just take a photo of you. And just every time you go out, take good photos of yourself. And then you've got something there ready to go. You're not thinking, oh, I've got to get dressed up and put my makeup on and hair
Mm-hmm.
for this profile picture. Just take photos when you're already dressed well. Like, don't have it be a big drag on your life trying to keep it up to date. And the other thing is too, all you could do is just delete a full stop or the letter L or something and then retype it, and they think you've updated your profile, so you
Sure.
don't have
Right.
to think of something new to write.
So what about Instagram? Like, what do you recommend? I know this isn't, technically a dating profile, but do you recommend that women, your clients, keep their Instagram profile public and not private so that men can actually see the pictures on it without being their friend or follower?
Um, okay, yeah, I think mystery is good.
Hmm.
Like, I think you know, I'm not really that up on how Instagram works. I have an Instagram, but basically you can keep it private, right? But I mean, what do
Yeah.
people see when it's private?
Just the little round profile picture.
Yeah, so I think it's okay. If you are serious about finding a man, I think it's okay to allow other people to follow you on Instagram, but just keep your Instagram light, breezy, happy, not posting 5 times a day, unless you're an influencer and you have to do it for work. Like
Right.
I've also got a lady that is in the film and television industry, and she has to post stuff for work, and guys can follow her on there. That's fine, but as long as it's positive, happy, nothing negative or full on, or, I think it's okay. It's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
Stefan Speaks talk about that, and he said, "Look, make it public." And I think he's right in that, because I'll have people, girls follow me, or they'll like a post of mine, and I'm human. I'm looking at their profile. If it's
Yeah.
private, I am less likely to, if it's public and I'm able to look at some pictures and like they're my
Yes.
type, I might, like one of their pictures or drop them, maybe even say a message and say thanks for the follow or something like that in the past. But if it's private, I'm probably a lot less likely to send them a request because that's
Because
more,
then you
yeah.
you draw your attention to them, don't you?
And yeah,
Like, you'd
unless
rather
that
be
picture that
anonymous.
right,
Mm.
unless that profile picture is really good, like
Yeah.
so what he's recommended was leaving it public so that guys can see you without necessarily having to request. And I thought that
Yeah.
that was wisdom. And the other thing he noted, and this was a friend of mine. There's a girl, she lived in Ohio, and she was an attractive girl, but she never posted pictures of herself. And I'm like,
Mm.
why aren't you posting pictures of yourself? You're pretty. Like if you want to find a guy, post a couple pictures of yourself. Don't just post
Yeah,
like, Bible quotes. It's fine to do
definitely.
that. Do the Bible
Yeah.
quotes, but every third, post, throw up a picture of your face because you're pretty.
Yeah.
And I think she's in a relationship now. So maybe it worked.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm totally all about putting yourself out there. Cast your net wide, put some nice photos in the manner that I suggested earlier. Yeah, you got to put yourself out there. He's looking for you. He's looking for you. And there's only one way he's going to find you, and it's by you putting yourself out there. Otherwise, how is he going to find you?
Right.
We see all these movies with these happy endings, and um, he literally tripped over something and fell in her lap or something. That's just not realistic. You have to put yourself out there. It's how you do it,
Mm-hmm.
um, that counts.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Just want to give a shout out to a few more people. Amy Lynn, Michelle Brewer, Sarah Balkley is watching from Maine. Cami Campbell, she said, watch out for catfish. If they ask for money, delete, delete, delete.
Yes, yes.
Uh, do you see that a lot with your clients? Is there men out there catfishing women?
um, well, the thing is that it it never happens to my girls, because I tell them that if he hasn't asked you out within, you know, a few messages, as low as 4
Mm-hmm.
messages, probably stop replying.
Right.
Because the thing is, we don't want to get to know a guy online. Actually,
Yeah.
this is one of my points. I'm glad you asked the question. Who was it that asked that? Somebody mentioned
This was let me go up and see. This was a Cami Campbell.
that. Okay, Cami. So, yeah, it's a great question. This is why you got to meet people quickly. Don't bother getting to know people online. Months and months talking to somebody, and you feel like you're falling in love with them. It's such a waste of time for 2 reasons. One, it could be a catfish, and two, you might think you've fallen in love with someone, and then you meet them face to face and you go, oh, actually, I don't feel for him the way I thought I did after all. So, yeah, that is, my clients just get on dates fast. If there's no date, forget it, move on, next. Otherwise it's a waste of time. Because here's the bottom line, Rob. If you, as a man, see a woman you like online, don't you want to meet her fast? Don't you want to get her on a date and meet face to face so she can see you and you can see her.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard Matthew Hussey say in a video, I don't know if it was Matthew, actually, it was somebody, but he's basically like, a good way to kind of do what you said is, hey, make it very casual. Like, hey, I'm going to go meet some friends, for dinner Friday. If you want to grab a drink before, let me know. Let's not be like one of those weird Tinder people that only talk online and never meet. And then that's it. You're done. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's so cool, because you're automatically saying, like, let's not be weird and only do this. Let's meet up.
Yeah, and I think, see, the problem is a lot of girls think, so many girls come to me and say, oh, but I want to get to know him before I agree to meet him. Well, as long as you're meeting in a public place, like even a quick coffee at a cafe, coffee shop or something like that, that it's safe. He doesn't need to know where you live or anything like that. You go and meet him in a public place and it's great. You've both had this, I call it a meet and greet. Until you've met each other face to face, you don't really know who's on the other side of your phone, So yeah, it's everything.
What do you
It's
recommend for a first date? Do you recommend like keeping it light, like a coffee, or do you go
yeah,
dinner? Coffee.
yeah. I reckon just a 45-minute to hour drink or coffee date is fine. And in fact, it's perfect because both of you don't know who the person is that you're going to meet. You don't want to be stuck on this 3-course meal and you're both going, oh God, this
Right.
wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and trying to get out, and girls aren't looking for free meals either. Like, just go and meet at a coffee date and see if you like each other. Everyone goes home. And then all a woman has to think to herself is, if he asked me out again, would I go? That's it. And if your answer to yourself is, yeah, he seemed nice, then go again and wait to see if he asks you out.
Mm,
And the thing is, if he liked you, he will pursue you. He's not going to let you go.
it's good. Love it. It's
Yeah.
one last comment I'll mention. Somebody said, look at bad grammar English. It's a red flag. That's probably she said it's probably a foreigner catfisher. I don't know if it's a foreigner catfish, but I know for me, a pet peeve is bad grammar. Like if people have like spelling errors and they're, well, I'm not looking at dating profiles, but if they did, if I was, that would be a pet peeve of mine. So,
Yeah, you know, from my point of view, I sort of try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, there are so many buyer beware types out there that I think, some people, English is their second language. There's plenty of really great people out there that are not grammar perfectionists. And I am a grammar perfectionist myself, but I've learned that it probably is a little bit of a boundary that we put up unnecessarily, because you just never know. If he's a really great guy and he works hard for you, and he could have a great job. You can be a CEO for a company and not be able to spell amazingly well, because you have people to do that for you. So
right. True.
I think try not to judge too much unnecessarily, because there's plenty of people that you're going to be weeding out for other reasons, let alone things like that.
Yeah. Before, I want to talk about your challenge, but before I do, this is one that, talking about weeding out people, and this is probably one that's pretty controversial, is you tell your women, don't necessarily weed them out by height, because that's a big one for women, right?
Yeah. No. Look, all the time. So many girls say, well, I'm not dating anyone under 6 foot or 183 centimeters, wherever you're from in the world. And I say, well, don't look. Honestly, so many men are going to be weeded out anyway. Don't start narrowing things unnecessarily. And I give examples like Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman and Daniel Radcliffe, and his girlfriend is taller than him, and people like that. Like, all the time you see men with women that are the same height or taller, but don't prejudge anyway. Just give him a go. Look at how respectful he is when he messages you. Look at how hard he works setting up the date. Check that he is volunteering to come to your area rather than expecting you to drive an hour across town to go and see him. Because, by the way, that's a no-no. Like, don't
What is
go
that?
driving.
Oh,
Don't
right.
drive all over the countryside to meet a guy.
Right.
And there's a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, men don't appreciate what they haven't worked hard for. Let him drive across the countryside to you.
Yeah.
Secondly, men don't understand that it takes a woman an hour minimum to get ready. So we've already spent an hour
Right.
getting to the date just on, picking the right dress, makeup,
Yeah.
hair,
Shave your
looking
legs,
just right. Yeah, exactly. So
all
we
that.
don't
Yeah.
we don't just turn up after work and jump in the shower and throw a shirt on and we're out in 5 minutes. Like, that's fine for a guy, but for a girl, we've already spent an hour to an hour and a half getting ready. We don't
Yeah.
want another hour driving to you. I mean, that's just one reason. But secondly, men don't appreciate it. If you're so keen to get in your car and drive across town, or get in an Uber and go across town and put in so much effort, men don't appreciate that. They're just like,
Yeah.
well, why is she willing to drop everything and work so hard for me? She doesn't know anything about me. So,
Right.
yeah, good
It's good
question.
stuff. Very practical. All right. So let's talk a little bit about your challenge. I mean, this is huge. If of your clients, the ones that find their person, 80% of them are meeting their person online. This is
Yeah, they
pretty
are.
important. So what is the challenge about? Is that what the primary focus of it is about
Yeah,
your dating
yeah,
profile?
that's right. Well, yes. So, like I was saying before, I find that online dating is really useful for girls to learn and get practiced and become ready for the right guy when he comes along. That's what it's all about for me. So, I mean, it was so hard trying to pinpoint the main points that we should talk about tonight. I've got a 6-week challenge that covers everything, that if girls are interested in, they can do. It's all, I've been building an app, and you can do it on your desktop or on your phone and everything. It's all videos and all kinds of activities to do that go into a lot of detail on your perfect profile pictures, the perfect online dating profile, how to message men. I give a lot of templates. I know that sounds crazy, but girls should have literally hundreds and hundreds of men messaging them online if their profile is right.
Mm.
And, I talk them through how to message. There is actually an art to it. And how to set up the date without actually us setting up the date, letting him set it up.
I like it.
There's so many things. I have an entire week on buyer beware guys, and how to pick them out. So yeah, there's a lot of detail, and girls just find the course life-changing, to say the
Love it.
least. It's so empowering. Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. So if people are interested in it, they can just drop you a DM or a private message
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Facebook.
just send me a message here on Facebook, yeah, and I'll
Okay.
more details so we can find out more.
And we're going to run a special for everybody in the group where they're going to get it at a discounted price. Is that what you said?
Yes, well, normally I charge $9.97, but if you're in the Waiting Works community, we'll do it for $5.97. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
just send me a message on Facebook.
Okay. So basically $100 a week. So ladies, if you're out there, what about men? You don't do men, right?
Yeah, I don't do men.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think if men want coaching and support, I think they've got to get it from a man. I really believe that, and vice versa. I think women, you're different in the sense that you're giving the man's perspective. That's, I'm not saying you can't be doing what you're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think in terms of teaching women what works for women, online, how to message men and all that sort of thing, I think it's got to come from a woman. So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
I think women, yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and drop Tanya a private message, or if you want to, because if you're not connected to her, it could go to her spam folder. You can just go ahead and drop the word challenge in the comments, and her or I will go over this in like a day or two, and we'll give you some next steps. But that's awesome. So it's 6 weeks and you kind of do it on your own schedule. Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the idea is to try and do it in 6 weeks. So there's 5 lessons each week that are kind of designed for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It should take 20 to 30 minutes a day. But yeah, if you find that you're really busy, it's not going to matter because the videos and everything will be there waiting for you. So yeah.
Is there any one-on-one with you? Are they able to talk to you?
Yes, they can. Once a week, I do sort of like a small group support call. But often I find, some girls that are doing fine, often I find there's only one girl in there. So yeah, there's definitely some one-on-one time with me each
Love
week.
it.
That, yeah.
Okay, good. So ladies, if you're out there and you haven't tried the online dating, maybe this is your chance to give it a shot. Or if you've done it and you're not getting the results you want, you can reach out to Tanya and get some professional help. So this is awesome. I want to have you back on. We got to do another one of these and maybe talk about a different subject, something else that you're helping your clients with.
Yeah, sounds good. It's been a
Love it.
pleasure. Really nice
All
to
right,
be here.
everybody, where can people find you on social media? I'm sure I'm going to get that question.
So my name's Tanya Moran. So if you look me up there. Also, my business is called Linda Love Coaching. So if you go to lindalove.net, that's my website. So yeah, just Tanya Moran or Linda Love Coaching will
Let me drop that in the
help you find me.
let me drop that in the comments now. Linda Love Coaching. Is it LYNDA?
Yes, LYNDA, Linda Love Coaching. It's been really exciting. You've got girls from all over the world.
Yeah, there's people from there's people from all over in here, and it's growing. We're like add a couple new members every day, if not more. So I'm going to drop that comment here for everybody.
Been great.
All right. Well, this is awesome. I got to jump on another call, and I know you've got things to do. You're studying for your psychology degree, right?
Yes. Working hard, psychology degree. So never a dull moment.
Okay. Well, good luck at your school. What time is it there? It's like 9 o'clock in the morning.
It's about 10 o'clock in the morning here, Friday.
Okay.
Yep.
Friday. Yeah, you're ahead of us. All right. Well, we'll talk again soon. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on.
Look forward to it. No problem. Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for having me.